thought it'd be warmer. And the second thing is that the weather in New Jersey has been fucking going ballistic recently. It was like 82 degrees, like what, 4 days ago,
Yeah.
5 days ago, and then the day after it snowed for like an hour.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. Like, is it even a conspiracy at this point that they need to turn the weather machines? Like, they're just messing it up.
Yeah, they gotta fix it. It was crazy because the snow actually stuck.
Yeah.
Like, it was really bizarre to go from one day 80 degrees to the next day watching snow stick on top of cars. I was like, what's going
Yeah.
on? What's going on here?
Yeah, I went to my chiropractor on Tuesday, and I went in a t-shirt and sweatpants, and then I went on Friday, and I went in a t-shirt and then a sweatshirt on top of that, joggers. Like, I was like bundled up, and I'm
Yeah.
like, what is happening?
It's wild. I don't know what's been
Yeah.
going on, but global warming, whatever. Watched
Yeah.
Day After Tomorrow the other day.
You're crazy.
I rewatched it because of the weather. I was like, hey, that was a good movie. I haven't seen it in like, I don't know.
Was it a
8
good
years.
movie? I don't even know if it was a good movie. or not.
Okay,
It had Jake Gyllenhaal. in
he was mad young during that the movie. It was like not amazing, but like for the movie at its time, it wasn't too bad. But the plot was kind of stupid at points. Like the dad traveling across states just to get to his son. I'm like, what do you think you're gonna do for him when you get there? You're not gonna like give him more warmth or anything like that.
Yeah, I
but
know, right?
yeah, we can let's the podcast has started, so let's roll into it.
All right. Is that where I do the intro?
You got to do the intro every
Oh, I
time.
gotta do the intro. Okay.
Good
well,
morning, Gus.
Good morning,
On
Gus.
podcast.
Well, welcome to the 522 podcast, where the speed limit is 45, but we keep it 100. Yet this time, we are nowhere near 522. Jason Wong, where are we?
We are at Livingston Mall here in New Jersey, in the northern part of New Jersey. First of all, we're doing our first location-based episode, which we hope to continue for the further ones. And this one is special because Livingston Mall is now closed.
Yes, we are sitting right by the main entrance, by the Lord and Taylor section. We'll post the photo on our Instagram story
Yeah.
at 522pod. Follow us on Instagram. And we're just sitting on the bench. We got our podcast set up here, and we're just taking in the view before this mall ultimately closes down.
Yeah, it's funny because we're literally sitting like 2 feet away from the entrance on a bench. We found a bench on like the further side of the mall, and there's no one here, it seems like, so it's like a perfect place to record. But I do want to preface with the fact that we're both responsible for the fact that we're not actually inside the mall because we've had a lot of stuff going on. We were gonna come here when it was still open. We're gonna go inside and do a whole thing. We're gonna like walk around, and we're gonna record the podcast in the food court area because we knew it's empty. I've seen people post pictures and videos
Yeah,
of
the
it.
mall's been dying for the past probably over 5 years, but
Yeah.
especially the past couple of years.
I would say in the last 5 years, I would say it's like since COVID, it was like
Yeah.
really. I mean, even before COVID, it wasn't a popular
Yeah.
mall, but now it's just like they're closing it officially. And we did really want to go inside and do an episode like in the food court and all that, but unfortunately, we got here a little too late. It is now completely closed. The Macy's entrance is still open, and you can go inside and buy displays and carpets at 70% off.
Yeah, you
if
can literally buy like the displays they put jewelry and hang clothes on.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the Macy's on its last legs. The Barnes and Nobles is doing fine, but I'm sure once one falls, it'll all fall.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
I don't know whether. I think they're gonna renovate it though, because I'm sitting here next to the sign that says "Notice we're temporarily closed."
Yes.
Sorry for the inconvenience. So I think they will probably do something. The space is way too big.
Yeah,
So-
I think they will too. The same thing happened with the Brunswick Square Mall in East Brunswick. They also said they were going to temporarily close it and do something with it. I highly doubt. I don't know what else you would really make. Like you can't really transform a mall into other things per se. At least in my opinion, it'd be really hard to unless you demolish the whole thing. So I think they'll still keep something similar. I just don't know what they're gonna really turn it into.
Yeah, I think we spoke about the East Brunswick Mall last time when we were dogging on East Brunswick and Route 18.
Yeah.
But since then, actually, in January, that mall actually completely closed. You can't even go there anymore.
Yeah, you can't go inside.
So, well, if you go on the Wikipedia for that mall, it shows that they're in the process that they closed in January, and they're in the process of doing what I said last time. I think where they're gonna do like a California-style open concept
Right.
mall.
Yeah, and
So we'll see how long that takes.
yeah, well, I'm gonna judging based off of the construction of Route 18 itself. I'm gonna say maybe like 10 years.
Yeah.
that mall will
Yeah, our
open.
grandkids will be able to see the grand opening of that mall. It'll be great.
But yeah, it's probably not gonna. We're not gonna be going to that mall anytime soon. And it looks like they're trying to do a lot with that mall. They're kind of like demolishing part of it and redoing it. So it's probably gonna take a longer.
I mean, yeah, because it's gonna go from an indoor mall to an open
Right.
concept. So I assume everything, most of it, if not all of it, has to go.
Yeah.
So
But I do also want to say that we also have like kind of like a thing for malls. Like we really like malls.
Yes.
Like not just as like a place to go, but like just the lore. You know, like I mean, I don't know what
Yeah.
lore you can really think of for malls, but just like the overall vibe and the lore. We love
Yeah.
abandoned places.
I think like a house, an abandoned mall, or just a mall in general has so much history, so much
does.
life has
Character.
been lived through a mall.
Yeah.
Yeah, that it's not nice. Even like peeking into Livingston Mall right now, I walked up to a few entrances, poked my head in,
Right.
and it's just sad seeing a dilapidated
Yeah.
mall just completely empty.
Yeah, it's like it's kind of because especially if I mean we haven't been to this mall that often, but if it was like one of the malls we're more familiar with, like Menlo, if Menlo ever closed,
Oh my God.
I'd be pretty sad about it. I'd be pretty upset. It's like it's been such a like I guess prominent place
Yeah.
throughout our lives since we've lived here pretty much forever. So yeah, it's a pretty important place. That's kind of why it's important to us. So it's more than just a venue. It's kind of like the history behind it and the character of each mall, which we also do plan on doing a tier list for all the New Jersey malls this episode. This is going to be pretty much a mall episode.
Yeah, this is the mall episode.
Yeah. But we're probably going to do a tier list of every mall. Not every mall, because we don't...
We're gonna do a tier list of all the malls we've been to, and
Right.
because this is the 522 pod and we talk about South Brunswick, I assume that the malls we've been to are probably the malls you've been to.
Right. Assuming you listen from South Brunswick.
Yeah, assuming you're listening to South Brunswick. So yeah, and I guess over the course, maybe we can visit some malls on different podcasts, and then we can do a grand mall tier list at the end of the pod at some point, maybe. But
Yeah,
for now, we're gonna rank the ones that we do have been to.
Right, and we do plan on going to a few different ones. I do want to record at Menlo Park, like in the food court.
Yeah.
Good audio texture there. Probably Bridgewater as well. Maybe Quaker Bridge. I don't know if it's worth going to like that many malls, but we'll
see.
definitely see. Yeah. But we'll I guess for now we can start off with a tier list of the malls, unless you have
Yeah.
something else you wanna cover first.
Yeah. Well,
I know you have a list over there because I definitely did not prepare a list. I did take a look at some of the malls, and I do have an idea of where I'm going to put every single mall, but I don't remember. I think we mentioned some in the car on the way here, but I don't know which one you want to start with.
Well, we can first list off all the malls.
Sure,
We got
yeah, that
Menlo
would be-
Park.
yeah.
We got Bridgewater. Then we got Short Hills, Quaker Bridge, Woodbridge, Freehold Raceway, and then we're also gonna throw in Jersey Garden, American Dream, and also Market Fair in there.
Yeah.
Because it's also very close to us, and even though Jersey Garden is an outlet,
It's a mall.
It's
I
a
think
mall.
it's a mall. No,
It's a
no, no.
mall.
I think it's only an outlet like as of recent, right? Because I remember as a kid going there, it's more like an actual mall.
Yeah, I agree. So off the top, again, this is based on you being in South Brunswick. So if it's that, it has to be in Menlo Park. Menlo Park has to be the best mall.
Oh yeah, dude, 100%. To be honest, I don't even think it's because we live in South Brunswick. I think Menlo Park is the best mall in New Jersey. I mean, obviously I haven't been to every single one, so I can't say that like definitively.
It's the best
but-
all-rounder mall. It does everything well. It has everything you need.
Yeah,
It has places you actually want to go visit.
right. Which definitely not every mall has. Sometimes
Yeah.
it's just like a bunch of bullshit stores that you don't even care about.
And it has a good variety of restaurants there too. That Cheesecake Factory has been open forever. I would argue one of the most iconic cheesecake factories
it's
in New
not
Jersey.
bad. I mean, I'm not like a huge Cheesecake Factory fan, but I think that one is like it's pretty good. The
Yeah.
food quality.
I'm not.
is pretty good.
I don't claim Cheesecake Factory. I've been there less than 10 times in my entire life. But
Yeah.
if you do like cheesecake, you've been to Menlo Park Mall cheesecake.
Right. But it's also a huge one. I don't think other Cheesecake Factories are as big as that one. That one's
a lot of them are big,
huge.
but that is
That
a
one's
really
huge.
big one. That is
Yeah.
a really big one. I have fond memories of going there. Back when I was a kid, I remember
Right.
there was one night where I think I ran into one of my uncles, and then
Yeah.
like as a spontaneous thing, we just had Cheesecake Factory,
Right.
And just like a throwback memory to Menlo from like my childhood.
Yeah,
a,
yeah,
lot,
yeah.
a lot of good memories at Menlo.
Yeah, me
We're
too.
obviously biased. I will say though, if you live somewhat more south to us, then
Solid, good audio texture.
Yeah, audio texture. I don't know if the audio picked up
It might.
helicopter.
Yeah,
but
but plane just flew by. Or
I would
something.
say if you live somewhat more south to us, I would say like Freehold Raceway is effectively your Menlo Park. Because I think it's very similar. I think if we lived maybe 27, 25, 30 minutes more south,
Yeah.
we probably would have gone more to Raceway than Menlo.
I think so. I think Freehold it's decent. It's not like the worst mall. I think it's probably better than some of the others we're going to talk about. But yeah, I really don't think it's a bias thing. I think Menlo Park, like you said, it has a lot of shops that you want. And to be honest, I think it's one of the malls that has the most flavor. You know, like because when I go to different malls, it feels like their design and overall like architecture is very like standard. You know, it's
Yeah.
the same. They all look the same.
Yeah.
But Menlo Park Mall is the only mall where it's like kind of uniquely designed. Like the pillars, you know, the
That
lights,
big dome
the
right on top
dome,
of
yeah,
Macy's.
the glass
that is
dome
true.
in the middle.
That
Like
is
I don't
true.
see other malls that look like that. That has such a wide open circle area. The food court is like huge, and I
Yeah.
think it has like a really nice like kind of layout to it. And I do also think that Menlo Park Mall has some of the more unique shops. I think in comparison to the other ones.
Yeah,
like because
probably.
I'm thinking like the food court itself, it kind of has more than just your average like. It has like that new ramen spot that just opened
Yes.
up, and it has like some other ones. I think most of other malls just have your bog standard like fast food, like every your
Yeah.
Charlie's Philly cheesesteak or
You
whatever.
know, that's a good point. I think you could gauge how good a mall is doing based on the state of the food court. Because the
Yes.
Menlo Park Mall food court, there's always a new food place. Like
Yes.
if you go periodically to Menlo Park Mall, you will see a change in guard of the food places.
Yeah.
But there's always your staples. Like that Charlie's is always
Yeah,
there.
right, yeah.
Shout out to the Haagen-Dazs that's been there. That's Haagen-Dazs. Sorry, the Cinnamon. The Cinnamon's
There's a
been there
Haagen-Dazs
forever.
also though, right next
Is that
to
still
it.
there?
Yeah,
Oh
that's
yeah, well,
still there. Yeah.
Dude, that Haagen-Dazs Cinnamon been there forever.
Like 15, 20 years
Yeah.
at this point.
But has the standard Asian food places too, but there's always a rotating list at Menlo.
Yeah, like that. I think it's probably one of the only malls I can think of that has a like unique like not family owned, but like not owned by like a huge corporation or chain kind of restaurant. Like they're actually just owned by regular people. Which
Yeah, exactly.
I don't think I've ever been to a mall where I've seen that ever. Like I'm trying to think of every other mall we go to. I don't think they have restaurants.
Bridgewater, I
like
don't
that.
think has that.
They definitely don't have that. I don't think Quaker Bridge does either, or any of the other ones. So I think that's like you said, that's a great sign of a thriving mall. The
Yeah,
fact that
because
they
a
have
dying
legitimate
mall, it won't get
restaurants.
replaced. It'll just die out. And They'll be
Exactly.
vacant spots, and like it'll be super. Like if there was a Pizza Hut there, for example, it'll have like the 1995 Pizza Hut like font and this and that. Like,
Yeah,
that's the
yeah,
sign
yeah.
of a dying mall. Is a non-updated food court.
Right, and I also think that the food court there is definitely more packed. I mean, I know Menlo's a bigger-ish mall compared to other ones, but I feel like
Yes.
every time I go there, it's packed to the point where you have to actively look for a seat, which is rare because I feel like even Bridgewater is like, it's still kind of populated, but I don't think I ever have been to the food court and was like, I can't find a place to sit. You know what I mean? Like I've never had that experience there.
Our Bridgewater friends can speak to that. Maybe drop a comment on
Yeah.
the Instagram post.
Yeah, but Menlo Park definitely S tier. I think
Yes,
like
Menlo
hands
Park is
down,
S tier, no question.
the best mall in New Jersey. Maybe for a span of areas, but I don't know. I don't really go to malls in PA or whatever. But I kind of do want to go through like a 1 or 2 stories about Menlo. I don't know if you want
Yeah.
to do that as we go through each one, or you want to finish the tier list first.
I think
Just go through the stories while we're.
yeah, just go through the stores. Why not?
Okay.
Talk about Menlo. Just talk about Menlo.
I really only have one pretty
Mm-hmm.
like unique memory at Menlo, and you were here for that actually.
Yes, I was there.
You know what I'm talking about. You know
I
what
do know what you're gonna talk about.
It was in high school when I asked my high school girlfriend out to prom, and we did like a whole. It was like probably one of the bigger like I'm a pretty socially anxious person, so I don't typically do stuff like this. But it was a very public, like kind of prom proposal
Yes,
type thing.
people did see it. People were
It-
clapping.
Yeah, it was like
I remember.
it was a huge thing. So basically, me and my friend, we were at home the night before, and we were like drawing these signs. It was just basically 5 signs, each saying PROM with a question mark
Yeah.
at the end. And I got a bunch of my friends, and it was because that was where me and my high school girlfriend went to go on our first date. So I was like, oh, let's do this here, whatever. I made you guys go up to the 2nd floor on the mezzanine, and you guys
Where the
had-
Macy's is, by the way.
yeah, we're right as at the Macy's entrance, by the whole Rainforest Cafe, which isn't there anymore. But that entrance, that side, yeah, they were upstairs waiting with the signs flipped over, like waiting for
Like
us.
facing away from the escalator, so
Right.
in theory you couldn't see.
Yeah, and then I kind of just pretended like we were there for a regular date, and then we went up the escalator, and as we were going up, I kind of pointed to you guys, and then you guys flipped the letters, and
We turned
obviously
around, we flipped the letters.
it was a whole thing. People were like, "Oh my god," you know, they're
That's so
clapping,
cute.
whatever.
Oh my god.
Yeah, we took pictures and stuff, but that was a pretty fun thing. But the more fun thing was what happened afterwards, because we, for some reason, had the balls to go around and troll people. We took the
Oh
signs,
my god, yes.
and
I
we
remember
walked up.
this.
We walked up to a random. We tried to pick couples that look younger because obviously if you showed it to like a fucking older couple, that makes no sense to them. We walked up to try to see if there was like other high school like couples or whatever,
Yeah.
and we walked up to them and just showed them the signs like
The
prom,
prom
and we
sign?
pretended like, oh my god, like you know the guy asked the girl out,
Yeah.
and every guy would be like, oh,
What?
I don't know what this is. I didn't do this, you know, whatever. It was so funny. People were so, like
Yeah.
panicking and stuff. That was a really funny experience. Yeah, we just walked to random people and started like scaring the shit out of people because like the guys would be like, I didn't know about this, I didn't do this, you know, I don't know what they're talking about, blah blah.
Like the first time he's ever hung out with the girl.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, this guy probably this girl's probably like, what the fuck is wrong with this guy? This guy's a creep. But yeah, that was like one of the main memories that I remember about Menlo was that whole thing.
Yeah, that was a good time. I forgot that you guys pranked them. Yes, that's
Yeah,
That
it
just
was-
like
it
brought
was
back
fun.
a bunch of memories. Wow, yeah.
Yeah,
For
that
the
was, like,
record, I did not hold up any of the signs during any of the pranks. I think I might even have a video of that.
yeah, I think you do. I think you.
Maybe.
Yeah. There was a lot of people there. It was like 7 people or something.
Yeah, there was a lot more people than signs we needed for the prom.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, some people were there just for fun. But yeah, we can go. That's the only crazy memory that I really
For me, Menlo Park, I have the most fondest memories of Black Friday shopping during Menlo Park.
Oh yeah,
Like,
yeah.
back
When I was
a
younger,
kid,
yeah.
Yeah, Macy's would give out these coupons where like you didn't have to use a certain amount of money to get money off.
Right,
So you
yeah.
could just like get free stuff, and my whole family would go. We would like clip out a crap load of these coupons, and they would use the kids, me, my cousins, as an anchor, and they would like effectively just like go buy stuff, come back to us, drop the bags, go buy stuff, and then I would just like hang out, chit chat with my cousins, and we just vibe out and come home at maybe like 11, like right before lunch, with like a huge amount of just like insane, like just so much stuff from Macy's, JCPenney.
Yeah, I
Good
do. I
times,
do
good
remember
times.
going to like shopping there. It's probably the only mall where I've actually done significant shopping at. To be honest,
Yes.
I don't think I've ever been to, like Bridgewater or like any other malls and was like carrying bags full of stuff. That's probably the
For
only
sure.
mall where I've like really.
Yeah, if there was like a chart of all the money I spent per mall, Menlo
Oh,
definitely is taking the most
yeah,
amount of money,
it's,
no
it's
question.
yeah, it's not even close to the other ones. But yeah.
The Menlo Park Mall GameStop used to be my that used to be my
Yeah, me
GameStop
too.
when I used to go
Me
live in
too.
Edison. Yeah, that was the de facto GameStop.
Yeah,
I got
that-
all my Xbox games from there.
That GameStop is still there to this day. And is there any interesting stores at Menlo nowadays? I think there is, but I can't think of.
Interesting stores. There's
Oh.
a card. Well, we like trading cards, so there's a
Yeah,
cool
like
card
Pokemon
store
cards and
out
stuff.
there.
Yeah, there is a card like collectible store in that.
I
in
want
that
to
mall.
talk about there used to be this really cool store at Menlo, the Sony Style store.
I kind of remember
So it
that.
effectively was just the Sony store, but back then, I guess to be different, like Apple has the Apple store. It's not just called Apple.
Right, yeah.
Sony would call it Sony Style, and they would have all the PSP there, all their games.
Mm-hmm.
They'd have like a setup for all the headphone equipment, so you could listen to all their headphones at the time.
Right.
Back when Sony was doing WiO, they had the whole WiO setup for their
Oh, yeah,
computers.
yeah.
It was. I would try to go there basically every single time I went to. Menlo Park.
Yeah. No, that I honestly totally forgot about that. Where was that? In which part of the mall?
It
was
was past the mall, not past the mall, past the food court, where it's like the next section, like we're next.
that? I know
circular
what you're talking about.
section.
Past the dome, basically.
Yeah, past
Yeah,
the
yeah.
dome, but on the top floor. It was on
Right,
the top
yeah,
floor,
yeah. I don't know. I'm sure you noticed this because I've talked about it and you've probably heard about it in Proxy. But did you know that the Rainforest Cafe and that? I mean, obviously you knew it closed down and stuff, but they actually turned into a Round One arcade, which is like the
Yes.
the it's crazy because
Has it turned yet completely, or
it
is it
has,
still
it
in the
has.
Oh,
Because
it
my
has.
cousin went with my niece,
Oh,
or
wow.
with his kids, and I saw on his story like what it looked like. So this is gonna be the crazy part.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know how there used to be that piercing place right as you go down the escalator
Yes,
towards
correct.
the yeah.
Yep.
So they tore down every store down that hallway and turned everything into Round One.
Really?
Yeah. Because in the beginning I was like,
Oh,
oh, yeah. I was
wow.
like, I was like, okay, Rainforest Cafe is kind of big, but I don't think it's big enough to fit a Round One. Like Round Ones are
Right,
usually pretty big.
right.
But then I knew there was an old furniture store across from Rainforest Cafe that was also huge. So I was like,
Yeah.
oh, they're gonna take those, both places. That's like kind of around the right kind of amount of space. And then I saw my cousin go there. I was like, oh shit, they tore everything
Wait,
down.
so did they take that side of it, or is it the
Yeah.
whole hallway?
It's pretty much like the whole hallway, that whole side basically.
Oh,
Like
but
the-
it's that side, not
right.
the other side.
No,
too.
no, no.
Okay, okay,
Like
that's what
the,
I thought. Okay.
the dollar store, you remember there? That's gone. The
Right,
bubble
right,
tea
yep.
store, all that. They tore all of it down, and
Wow.
that's all round one now. Yeah, I kind of want to go. I
We
mean,
gotta go
obviously-
check it out.
Yeah, we'll definitely go check it out at some point. It is pretty crazy that they open around one there. I'm glad because round one's like the best arcade in the area, probably, or in the United States. But yeah, I'm glad.
More
that,
people go to round one than Rainforest Cafe.
Oh, yeah, 100%. I did. Have you ever been? Have you ever ate there before?
No, I've not ate there.
I ate there once because what's that guy's name? Burdock or whatever.
Eddie Burback.
Because
Burdock.
one of my friends in New York watched that video where he went to every Rainforest Cafe in
Yeah.
America, and my friend was just really fascinated with the video, and they're like, "Yo, there's one in Edison, like, let's go." And I was like, "I've lived here for like 20 something years. I've never been there before. Sure, let's go." So we
Yeah.
went there to go check it out. I passed by it all the time as a kid, but I never went inside. Food was pretty bad. It was pretty mediocre. It wasn't anything
Yeah,
crazy.
I can't imagine.
Yeah, I don't know what I
And
expected.
even in the Eddie Burback video, like I guess there's a group of Rainforest Cafe enthusiasts, and in that group,
Yeah.
the Edison Rainforest Cafe is known countrywide as like the worst Rainforest
Wow.
Cafe, like in the country. So
Yeah,
you know,
I can attest to that. The food was not good. It was definitely not good.
Listen, when that gator outside stopped working, that's when I knew the field's cooked.
Yeah.
That's when I knew. When they didn't repair the gator, and then they just removed the gator. At one point, they just took the gator
dude,
out.
I was so sad
Oh
they took
my
the
God.
gator out, bro. Okay, so basically to the people who are in this area, I don't think this
Wait,
is
does every Rainforest
that's
Cafe
the
not
thing.
have a gator outside?
No, I don't think
Oh
it
my
does. That's
God,
why
this is crazy.
Yeah, like I don't think that's a thing at every single one. There's a small pond looking thing outside the restaurant next to like a sign that
It
just
like
says,
borders the restaurant. Like there's like a
Yeah.
little pond, like faux simulation rainforest.
Yeah,
And there's a little like just a gator just sitting in. If you go up to it, just like makes a loud sound.
Yeah,
There was, like,
yeah.
Was there not like mist or fog around it?
There used to be. I think there used to be
Yeah.
fog around it. Yeah, it was like an animatronic gator,
Yeah.
and basically there was water and stuff in it, and it would move every now and then and like kind of do a roar. And I remember as a kid, you would wait for its mouth to open and you try to throw a coin in
Yes.
its mouth. I've definitely done that before.
Yeah.
Where there's like pennies all over it, just like every other like fountain kind of thing or whatever. But yeah, there was kids used to try to throw pennies in its mouth and stuff, and then they just got rid of it. It stopped working for a while. They didn't even fill it with water anymore
Yeah.
to a certain
They
extent.
first stopped the gas haze mist one away.
Yeah, yeah.
Then they removed the water. Then the gator stopped working.
Yeah.
And then they
And
removed
just
the
took it
gator.
down. They just took it out. They didn't even bother
And then they
doing
closed
anything.
down.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then there was also in that Rainforest Cafe, which I'm not sure if it's every single one. There was like an animatronic tree with
I
a
think
face on
that's
it.
in every single one. I think that's in every
okay,
single one.
Because I just remember like seeing that as a kid, and I was kind of
Yeah.
like freaked out by it. I was like, this thing looks kind of weird. But yeah, there's a round one there now. That was a pretty long kind of.
Yeah, we have a lot to say about Menlo, but I think that
Yeah.
about wraps up our Menlo.
Yeah, we could.
S tier, we love it.
It's the best. Yeah. So we could move on. We're at, just to give you a frame of reference, we're at 23 minutes.
Okay,
So
we got time.
We could do an hour long. We don't have to do 40 minutes today. We could do an hour long one.
Yeah.
It's okay if some of them
We'll
go.
just go out, yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. Let's talk about Livingston because we're here.
Yes, we're at
we'll do the next
Livingston.
mall. I would say. I mean, I don't think I've ever been here. Have you been here before this?
I've
today?
never been here before. I've heard reviews which are that it was terrible and
Yeah,
it
yeah.
was dilapidated. And I mean, I'm not giving you points for having a Macy's and Lord and Taylor and Barnes and Noble.
Yeah, that's like in every.
That's
mall
just
in the
every
country.
mall.
Yeah.
It seems not too bad. I heard there was a cool antique shop, like had like cool like old school toys and
Yeah.
cars and maybe cards for all I know.
It did. I think it had like Pokemon.
And that was one of
cards.
the like I think the longest lasting stores in the mall before it closed. So
Yeah.
I know that was in there. Gotta give it F tier because you can't be anywhere but F tier if you're closing.
Yeah,
all right?
I want to say that's true because I can't imagine one of the better malls ever closing just out of
Yeah.
nowhere. I think it would probably be like D or F tier.
Yeah.
I think it's very like I mean, from the pictures I saw, it looked like a Boxner Mall. It didn't look modern or anything
Yeah.
like that. It was just kind of like old. It was kind of like
It
shitty.
definitely has like 80s and 90s vibes because if
Yeah.
every entrance I've looked in, it has like that old school like non-Menlo, just boring mall vibe.
Yeah, it wasn't. Had no character whatsoever. It was old. They never bothered like modernizing it by renovating it or anything like
Yeah.
that.
Which is
so-
what I guess what they're doing now. They're finally renovating
Right,
it,
yeah.
hopefully.
Well, a little too late, and it's also like you don't even know if people are gonna come back after
Yeah,
the
we'll
fact.
see.
But yeah, it didn't look very good. The food court was kind of tiny from the pictures that I've seen. Not a good variety. Yeah, I think the only interesting store in there was the one you were talking about, the collectible store
Yeah.
with like antiques and stuff. And I don't even remember. I think people said that the last 4 stores open here before they finally closed was that one. There was like a nail salon,
Yeah.
or something like that, and like maybe 1 or 2 restaurants in the food court, and I don't even know what else. Probably like some random other fucking store or whatever.
Yeah, those restaurants probably ran just because the employees who worked here from the other stores.
Yeah, yeah.
That's my guess.
Yeah, but probably D tier, F tier. I mean, also, well, I want to bring this up. The parking lot. I can't tell if it was always like this or because it's closing down and now it looks like this. But there are like 100 potholes the size of like a meteor. It looks like a meteor hit the fucking pavement.
Yeah.
like it's huge. We had to like weave through the parking lot just to like get around and take a look at.
I think they just don't want. They just don't care because
Yeah.
they know the mall is gonna close, and they just probably a long time ago stopped upkeep.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, they probably did not care at this point. Also, before we move on to the malls, I do want to. I did think about this when I was thinking about the mall episode. I think about closing malls, and I think about how they could have utilized it for a lot of things, and I feel like they just didn't. Because like I see what we go to like these Pokemon card shows or like collectible
Yeah.
card shows and stuff like that, and sometimes they're hosted at malls. Like the mall will rent out their space, like just like
the
their
common walking area.
yeah, like the walking area. You could set up tables and like vendors will sell stuff and stuff. I thought that was a very good sort of like compromise, for like keeping the mall alive. Because I'm sure it wasn't cheap, but it also probably like was just enough, to keep like the utilities running and all that stuff. And it doesn't harm them at all, like it brings foot
Yeah.
traffic. People are probably shopping more at the stores, because they're just walking around. So I'm surprised that more malls haven't done that. I can tell why like Menlo wouldn't do it because it's too populated. Like you can't really.
Yeah, Menlo, it only really works at. I mean, Bridgewater is very wide. That's why I think it
Right,
works at
that's- yeah,
Bridgewater.
that's
And
also
you
true.
could even argue it doesn't work too well at Bridgewater because Bridgewater feels very crowded when
it
it has the
does.
card show.
Yeah.
But a mall like Woodbridge Mall, there's a great segue into the next
Yes,
mall.
yeah.
Woodbridge Mall, which I would personally rank B tier for basic because it doesn't do anything well and it doesn't
Yeah.
do anything bad either. It has all your regular mall fixins
That's
and
true.
nothing else.
Nothing else. B tier is almost like I would maybe give it like a B minus or C plus, only because the interior decor is like super outdated. Like and at least to
Yes.
me, it's like wooden like railings and stuff. Like when's the last time you saw wooden
Yeah.
railings anywhere, like in a mall or whatever? It just looks
Yeah.
really old. And there's parts of the mall that you showed me last time. Actually, they're like
Yes.
closed off. Like they're just like completely abandoned. I feel like Woodbridge is honestly on its last legs based off of what I saw.
And I think if it wasn't for the card show, it would be even closer to being on its last
Yeah,
legs.
yeah.
Because when the card show is in Woodbridge Mall, the mall just completely livens up. Like,
Dude, yeah.
it feels like it's a normal foot traffic mall.
yeah.
And I even overheard employees talking, and they're like, "This is crazy! Like this is like there's so many people
Yeah,
here."
because they're not used to
And I
seeing
think
it.
more malls should do that, especially malls that aren't doing all too well.
Yeah, I think so too. I think they're like I can't imagine that collectible like events like that are the only things that would want to rent a space. I'm sure there's other like events that would love to like rent out a space like that, and they should definitely do more advertising for stuff like that. It's great income for them. It livens up the mall.
Yeah.
It's pretty much great for everybody involved.
You know, other mall it would be really, really good at, and actually I compared Menlo to Freehold earlier.
Yeah, yeah,
That
yeah.
wasn't a good comparison. I think Woodbridge is a really good comparison to
I
Freehold.
think so too. I think Freehold is like I haven't been in a while, but
It's very wide. That's the thing.
It is
for me.
wide. That's
It's
what I was
really
thinking
wide.
about that too. It is huge. It also has a Primark, which is nice because
Yes.
I can't think of another mall nearby that has a
I don't think
Primark.
there's a Primark anywhere else around aside from Freehold
yeah,
Raceway.
that's.
So
I think so too.
I would
That's what-
actually edge out Freehold Raceway and give it more points to that than Woodbridge, and give like that one a B plus, and give Woodbridge.
I
a D.
agree. I agree.
That's what I would do.
Yeah, because Woodbridge is like I think other than the card show, it's pretty dead. Like the food court's kind of
Yeah,
whatever.
you can go to Primark with $100 and walk out with a whole new wardrobe. So.
Exactly. Yeah.
Hey,
so,
man.
and also there are like I don't want to say they're cooler stores in Freehold, but there's
I
a
think there probably are
Microsoft
cooler
store.
stores, yeah.
There's a Microsoft store which isn't really that common, but they host like esports events every now and then, which is pretty unique. I don't think there's like a lot of kind of places that do that. It's relatively modern and clean compared to places like Woodbridge. So I would put it at like a B or B plus. I think it's actually not bad for what it's worth, and I think it's relatively populated. It doesn't feel dead to me like when I walk.
No,
into other
definitely
malls.
not. I don't think I haven't
Yeah.
been there in a while, but I would be very surprised if I go to Freehold Raceway and it's dead.
Yeah, I think it's
I'd be really
still
surprised.
up there. Yeah, it's definitely still good there. So I'd put that at like a solid B or B plus.
I think a good segue to the next mall is the mall I confused Freehold Raceway Mall with last time when I was talking about Short Hills Mall. I meant to talk about Short Hills
Yes,
Mall.
yes.
Last pod I said that all the extremely nice and luxurious stores are only at Short Hills Mall.
Yeah.
So you have like Gucci, Versace.
Right.
I think there's also an Hermes store there. They have
Yeah.
literally every single designer store
Yeah.
is at Short Hills.
Which makes sense.
Yeah,
You know,
I think I would put Short Hills like. You could put it S tier just for overall like just quality,
Right.
But it in a way lacks what you want from a mall for like the standard mall
Right.
vibe.
Yeah.
So I would give it
say-
A for that. I think it's an A overall, but in a very specific aspect, in terms of just good quality, you got to give it S tier.
I
So-
would say, yeah, I would probably put it at like an A or A minus, only because it does have nice stores, and I think it's a pretty like clean and
Yes,
modernized
100%.
mall. So it's like it's not bad in that regard. I just think it lacks character, which is like probably the thing that for me is important to be an
Yeah.
S tier is like a mall with a lot of character, which is pretty much only Menlo in my eyes that has like a lot of character. Every other mall is kind of just like very bog standard and basic. So yeah, I really do think that kind of like it's a good at A. Like it's a really decent mall to go to, but. Yeah, I would say that's where I would put that personally. There's not really much else to say about Short Hills because it's very.
Yeah, I
like,
think Short Hill. That's the thing is it does its job so well,
Exactly,
right? It's
yeah.
like if you need to spend a lot of money in a lot of high-end, nice places and get. I think there's an Eataly at Short Hills Mall.
Is
too.
there?
I think there's a freaking Eataly at Short Hills. I'm pretty sure
Oh,
there
wow,
is.
I
yeah,
didn't know
dude.
that. That's
Short
pretty
Hills
cool.
is nice.
Okay, if there's an Eataly, I might push that up a little bit towards S.
Like
tier,
it has
to
like a
be honest.
full-blown Eataly. I think I got pizza there once, and it was like good.
Yeah, Eataly's good. Eataly's
Like,
good.
yeah, so I would give it A tier. A for Eataly.
I've been to the one New York. It's pretty fucking good. Yeah, I'd put that high up on A tier. What's the other ones?
There's the Bridgewater. Where do you put Bridgewater? I
Bridgewater.
think Bridgewater's solid.
To be honest with you, I'd be remiss.
There are things at Bridgewater you like need. Like I have gone shopping at Bridgewater before.
Me too. I have too, and I would honestly be remiss to put it if I were to not kind of like put it at a higher place, like maybe S tier.
I suppose it does deserve to go to S tier.
It's to me, Bridgewater lacks just a little bit of character because it looks very like clean, modern, sleek, like nothing crazy. But there are certain areas in the mall that I feel like gives it a little bit more character. Like for one, I really like the food court. Because
Yes.
I would say Bridgewater food court is almost better, just in layout and design,
Yeah.
better than Menlo because it has these two like alcoves in the left and the right that has like a huge glass like window that you can
Yep.
look out into the parking lot. It gets a lot of sunlight. It gets like that alone gives it a lot of cool vibes. And I don't know if I'm misremembering this, but did there used to be like a merry-go-round in the center? Or am I thinking of a different mall?
I think didn't Woodbridge have a merry-go-round?
No, I
in the
don't
center?
think. No, I don't know. I don't think Woodbridge did. I kind of remember there used to be something in the middle of that food court, like right in between those alcoves. I don't know if it was a merry-go-round. It might have been something
We'll have our
else.
Bridgewater friends comment.
Yeah, it might have been a stage or something.
Here's
like that.
why I think it is S tier, and maybe I'll give you a side that you won't realize.
Okay.
Is because I have friends in Bridgewater. I learned a lot about that mall and that town through them.
Yeah.
Like I guess growing up, because if you live in Bridgewater, unlike if you live in Edison, we both live in Edison.
Right.
Getting to Menlo wasn't like down the street. Like
Yeah.
you had to drive to Menlo.
Right.
It seems like everyone I knew in Bridgewater, or I guess the way the town is set up in general, is that was like the de facto hangout spot for
Yeah.
everyone from like middle school onwards.
Okay.
To the point where like I would hang out with people in Bridgewater and like at their house, not at the mall.
Right.
And what are we gonna eat? And they're like, oh, we want to eat mall food? And I'm like, what the hell is mall food? And they're like, oh, it's like the food we get at the mall. We just go to the mall instead of going to a restaurant to just get what they want. And I'm like, that is crazy. Like the
Yeah.
fact that you guys have your own like terminology, I guess. Like I've never once looked at someone in the face and be like, you want to go eat mall food?
Yeah,
like,
like-
I've never once said that.
Yeah, I wouldn't go to the mall just for food.
Exactly.
Like, yeah,
that's I think it really is probably like a meetup spot for a lot of people in Bridgewater, and the fact that it is very like social, I think it probably does have character, just character that we didn't like
Yes.
grow up with. So I got to give it S tier.
I would give it
I
S
gotta
tier
give
too.
it S
I
tier.
also want to say the other part that gives it character is the fact that it has more floors than your typical
Yes,
mall,
it has
which
3
I think
floors.
is pretty unique to be honest. I don't know a lot of malls that. How many floors have 3 or 4?
3.
3, right?
Dude, if Menlo had 3 floors, it would be a problem.
Oh
it
my
would be like
God,
we'd be
dude.
smoking every other mall.
I think
Period.
I would honestly say it would be the best mall in the country
Yeah.
at that point. But yeah, I think Bridgewater is very
They don't
unique.
want that problem.
They do not want that problem. I think I think Bridgewater is the only mall that has like 3 floors, at least that I know of, in like the entire state. Maybe I don't know. Maybe Jersey Gardens does, or American Dream.
I think
I'm
Jersey,
sure American
I'm
Dream
sure
does too.
American Dream
Yeah.
probably has like freaking four
Four,
floors.
yeah,
for all we
yeah.
know.
But I think for like I guess like in the central Jersey-ish area, it's the only one, and I kind of do think that adds a lot of personality. It is very like it has a lot of like cross bridge walkways. You know what I'm talking about? Like there's like in between as you walk down each floor.
in Bridgewater.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Like, there's
yeah,
like
yeah.
those because like there's not that many stuff like that in Menlo. I think it's like you go up the escalator, and if you want to go down, you have to go to the other side,
Yeah.
you know, or whatever. But this one actually has like a bunch of like in between bridges.
Here's why I also like Menlo a little more than Bridge. I guess like just layout wise,
Right.
is you can start on one side of the mall and end at the other side of the mall without like having to like backtrack and this and that.
That's
Like, it was
true.
just, like,
That is
with
true.
Bridgewater, there's no
Yeah.
way you can like finish Bridgewater in like a false swoop. You gotta like,
Yeah.
go around in a weird circular. Like Menlo is like a line. I like that.
I would
more.
say Woodbridge is like that too. Like you do have to double back.
Yeah,
you know, in
exactly.
certain places. Like you can't just walk up and down.
Which I guess
Um,
is good to keep you in the mall, but
Yeah, but I mean, for layout wise, for efficiency, definitely, you know, of course, Menlo takes the cake.
Yeah.
And the last finishing touch for Bridgewater is that it has a Lego store, which is pretty cool.
it does have a Lego
I think
store. I
that
know
is
that's
really
like the biggest
cool.
takeaway for me too.
Yeah, I don't know any other mall within like these areas that has a Lego. I don't even know if American Dream Mall has a Lego store. Maybe it does, but I think the fact that it has a Lego store is really cool. Like it's an official licensed Lego store. You could build your own stuff
Yup.
in there. You could buy like they have like a thing where you could literally buy any piece. Like whatever piece
Yeah.
you want, they have it. Like you can just buy your own like pieces and
And
make
that
something.
Lego store hasn't been there since like, oh yeah, like Legos are popular now. No, that was one of like the
Yeah.
OG Lego stores. That's been there
for years.
forever.
Yeah, that's been there for years
Yeah.
and years and years. Yeah,
I've definitely bought stuff out of Lego store. at
I
some
definitely
point,
have to.
for
I don't
sure.
remember what exactly I bought, but that they and also every holiday or like every special, like if there's like a Harry
Oh,
Potter,
dude.
they have like displays outside, like of like
Yeah.
I remember seeing like a Harry Potter display outside with like a huge, it was like a giant thing. And I know for F1 they had like all
Yeah.
like some of the F1 cars out front as like a display. So they actually like it's not just a store; they kind of do stuff with it.
My
Like,
coolest memory at you mentioned holidays that totally sparked a memory. My best memory at Bridgewater ever was, oh man, what year was it? I don't know if I remember off the top of my head. Either senior year of high school or freshman year of college.
Yeah.
I ran into Chris Christie at
Wait,
Bridgewater
what?
Mall. As we were leaving Bridgewater Mall, he was entering Bridgewater Mall. It was me, my mom, my dad. It was Chris Christie and probably his secretary. It was some woman.
Yeah, yeah. He
It
didn't-
looked like, and like he was like kind of like huffing and puffing his way down the hall. And I just said, hello, governor. And he said, hello. And he just walked by. And I'm
Wow.
like, oh my God, that's
Did he
Chris
have bodyguards
Christie.
with him or something?
No, he was by himself.
Wow, that's pretty
And I hate to be
surprising.
that guy, but Chris Christie, he's a big guy, man. He's a lot bigger in person. Okay, I saw him and I'm like, whoa, that's
Oh, yeah.
he's huge.
Oh yeah, dude. He's definitely a big guy among other things.
Yeah.
That he's known for in New Jersey. But wow, that's pretty crazy. I didn't know you saw him
Yeah.
like that. That's pretty wild. What's the other malls? That
I think the only other mall is Quaker Bridge Mall. I have not
Oh.
much to say. I think Quaker Bridge sucks. That's my conclusion.
Quaker Bridge is, it's kind of the layout is kind of okay. I think it's kind of like resembling Menlo almost, but I do think that it's very outdated.
Yeah.
And it's also very not populated. I think it's pretty like dead. You go there on like a weekend, I don't think there's that many people over there. And we also did miss one thing about the Woodbridge Mall is that there's a Dave and Buster's over there.
Oh,
which is very nice. I
That,
mean,
that Dave and Buster's is like the last thing. It needed that Dave and Buster's.
Yeah,
If that
yeah.
Dave and Buster's didn't open when it did, that mall would have died.
yeah, that
100%.
Dave and Buster's does pull a lot of traffic. We went there for your birthday one year, like years ago.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that definitely plays a huge part. But yeah, I think Quaker Bridge is lacking something like that, like something to draw people in.
Mm-hmm.
It's not very like, it's not very big. I think the shops in there are pretty basic, and there's not a lot of people just in general in the area in that mall. I do have a really quick story about Quaker
Yeah.
Bridge though, which is the thing I was telling you about in the car. There was one year I went there to go buy some clothes or something like that. It was for like when I still did cosplays or whatever. I was buying something at Old Navy there. I couldn't find anywhere else that sold like those specific pants. So I went there, and when I was leaving, I guess it was like rush hour, and there's a train station next to it. Did you know that?
No.
Next to Quaker Bridge, there's like a train
I
station.
can't visualize it.
There's a train station like literally right across from the parking lot, and I guess like during rush hour it sucks because everyone's trying to get out of the train station, and you're at the mercy of one traffic light essentially.
Right.
You have to wait for that traffic light for anybody to go. So everyone was in line, and long story short, there was a guy in a pickup truck who. You basically everybody knows that if there's a kind of like cross like turn, you don't block that area, right? Like you just wait at the next thing. like you don't block the middle of the intersection. This dude in the pickup truck was blocking it, and he wasn't letting anybody in, and obviously everyone was pissed and stuff. And I was trying to turn right into the road, and someone else across was trying to turn left, right into our side, right, like this, and he was trying to not let me in or the other guy in intentionally, and obviously he was being a dickhead, you know, whatever. And he was trying to block me, and I was like, all right, whatever. And then he was trying to block the other guy, so he kind of turned the other way. And when he turned the other way, I was like, this is my chance. I'm fucking cutting in. I'm cutting in, dude. So I cut in front of him, and obviously the guy was pissed. He honked or whatever, and I flipped him off in the rearview mirror, which is like, I guess nowadays it's a dangerous thing to do because people are fucking crazy and shit. But I flipped him off, and this guy, so the light turns green, everyone starts moving.
Yeah.
Right? I flip him off. We start driving forward, and obviously we get stopped at the light. We don't all get to go. And this guy from the back, I see him in the mirror. He drives into the median on the grass.
God. Yeah.
He drives all the way up, and he pulls up in front of me from the grass. And he's like, he rolls down his window, and he just looks at me. And I was like, bro, first of all, you're fucking crazy.
That's crazy.
Yeah, like
That's
you're driving
crazy.
in the middle of the grass, and I'm sure everyone around us was like, what the fuck is this guy doing? Is he like insane? And then he looked out his window, and he looked at me with like an angry face. I'm like, bro, you're the asshole here. You know, like what the fuck are you doing? And then I was like, I just like motioned him. I was like, you want to come in that bad? Go, dude. Just go in front of me. I don't know what you're gonna get out of this, but fuck it. But yeah, that was that's my only like memorable
Quaker Bridge. Wow.
Yeah, that guy was crazy. He drove in the median. He like went over the like a curb just like this, just to cut in front of me. But you know, New Jersey
Do
drivers.
I have any interesting stories of
The Quaker Bridge or just
no exterior? No, I can't think of any exterior stories like that. That's crazy.
Yeah. But yeah, Quaker Bridge probably I would say. Did we give it a letter?
Dude,
I'd say
C tier.
I would say it's a C tier. It's not
Like
terrible.
low C tier. In my
Yeah.
opinion, it's boring. It's like there's a nothing mall.
It's boring. It's not a unique layout. There's not much stores inside.
You know what that mall is? That mall is like if you had to create a mall in like Sim City and like you start creating the mall, right? And then that's exactly when you stop playing the game.
Yeah, pretty much.
And your mall is just left like 70% complete. It's like, all right, you
Yeah,
got
yeah.
the basic stuff and that's it.
Yeah, pretty much. It's nothing special in any way. I think what else is there? We could do Brunswick Square, even though it's closed now, technically.
Brunswick Square.
Yeah.
I would rank Brunswick Square the exact same as Quaker Bridge.
I would no, you're crazy,
But,
dude.
like,
Are you
worse.
serious? I would put it at F tier, bro.
Yeah,
Brunswick
yeah,
Square-
I guess,
It's
yeah.
like it's not big, first of all. It's
Dude, I
like,
think Brunswick Square is exactly what Livingston Mall was a month ago.
I think
It's just
Livingston
dead.
Mall at least has it's bigger. You know what I mean? Like there's actually
Yes.
stores to walk around. Brunswick Square, I didn't even feel like it was a mall. It was more like you walked in, made a left, and there's like a bunch of stores and stuff, and then that's it. There's like one hallway, you know, like the rest
Yeah,
of it kind of
Brunswick Square is like a teaser trailer to like depression. Like you walk in, it's like, wow, this place sucks. You walk like maybe 45 seconds down one corner, and you're like, oh, it's over.
It's over. And there's like, did it have a Macy's or anything? I don't even remember.
It had a
It had something.
JC Penney or some shit, right?
Yeah, but I
It
don't
had
even
just Penney,
remember.
right?
Like, yeah, it wasn't big either. It's kind of shitty. It looks old. It hasn't been renovated, which is obviously why it's
Yeah,
closed now.
F tier.
I would say it's F tier.
I agree.
It's also next to Route 18. That probably deducts like a couple of points too, because it's just
Oh
a
yeah,
terrible
just
fucking
proximity.
place.
Yeah, you're near Route 18. Like, come on.
Yeah, terrible.
I bet that Red Lobster burned down on Route 18 just because it's on Route 18. Like, it's got to be the reason, right? Like, there's no way.
Oh my god, that's probably true, dude. Yeah, there was a Red Lobster on that road that burned down like fucking years ago. Yeah, Route 18 just sucks. We could go into that in a different episode, which is terrible. We already kind of glossed over it last time, but yeah. Brunswick Square, absolute just fucking
Yeah.
dog shit. There's no redeeming factors to it whatsoever. I think
There's Market Fair.
Market Fair
In
is
Princeton.
Okay.
It's a mall by technicality the same way Pluto is a planet. Yeah. Like, that's literally what it is.
I almost want to say the same about like Brunswick Square, but at least Market Fair, like, it has stuff around it.
Dude,
It has-
Market Square is popping. Like, people go to Market Square.
Yeah, it has a theater, which I mean that
Yeah.
alone drives a lot of traffic, and it also has a Season 52, which I see a lot of people go there. And for what it's worth, it's more than just like one hall. It is just a very long kind of like just one
Yeah.
big long hall.
It's just one long hall, yeah.
But at least there's like real stores in there.
There's stores there,
yeah.
there's restaurants there that people actually go to.
Exactly,
You
yeah.
might not like P.F. Chang's, but people go to P.F. Chang's, people go
Right.
to On the Border, people go to what
Season
was it,
52,
Tommy's Tavern
yeah,
or
Tommy's
whatever.
Tavern, yeah,
That's
yeah.
there. So
Yeah. It's surrounded by a lot of good things. It's also next to Route 1, which I think I was talking about Livingston Mall and how I mean, I'm not familiar with the area, but it doesn't really feel like it's
Yeah,
near.
we're in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, I mean, we're literally looking
We're
at
in Livingston. Livingston sucks. Like people who likes Livingston? Sorry.
Yeah, that number one, and right now we're sitting on the bench outside the entrance. We see power lines. All we see are power lines
Yeah.
and trees, which is like,
We'll take a photo of our view.
yeah, we'll take a photo of the view and where we're set up. But there's like nothing here. We're not near a major road. Menlo is on Route 1. Woodbridge is on Route 1. Market Fair is on Route 1.
Also, my de facto lens crafter, basically my whole life, is at Market Fair.
Oh, yeah?
So like,
So
when I need to
there you
see,
go.
hey man, every time I have a new pair of glasses on, and I'm feeling fresh. I'm at Market Fair.
Okay,
So,
okay.
extra points to Market Fair. I don't even know how to put Market Fair on the thing. Like it's just like
it's
it's
a
good
very-
and that's it.
Yeah,
but
it's
not
a-
in like a get a high ranking way.
No. It's very. I think it's unique. I think that's like a plus
Yeah.
side to it is that at the very bare minimum, it has a lot of like unique stuff around it, and it's like near a good area, so pulls traffic. It's like near Lawrenceville, Princeton, all that kind of stuff. So a lot of people do go. I would say, I don't know if it deserves A tier because it's not like I don't
Yeah,
ever want
exactly.
to go to Market Fair. You know what I
Exactly.
mean? Like I'd literally rather go to like I don't even know like Quaker Bridge or something if I really want to
Yeah.
shop for stuff at a mall. It's more like it's just a good venue and a good location. That's it. You know, I would put maybe like a high B, like a super high B or a super low A, if
Did
I had to.
This is a good transition or callback to our
Yeah.
last episode where we talked about units in middle school. I'm going somewhere with this. Don't
Okay,
worry.
yeah. I
But
got
in
you.
middle school, did you go to Market Fair to watch Hunger Games?
It's like a field trip.
Yes.
I don't remember.
I don't think you guys did. Let me
I
tell you
don't.
why.
I don't
'cause-
think we did. I think we got we got screwed. Like
No,
we.
I think it was. I remember in Kappa and Sigma, which are, if you remember, I was in Kappa. There are units in middle school,
Yeah, yeah.
and our sister unit was Sigma. So we would do collaboration stuff with them.
Right.
There was a thing in Kappa and Sigma where if you got every kid who read all 3 books in the series,
Yeah.
would then get to go see the movie when it came out
Oh,
in theaters.
what?
So
I kind of remember this.
yeah,
Though.
I don't know if other units did it, but I remember we did it. I didn't read those books. I just like bullshitted the
Yeah, I was gonna
patterns
say how they
form.
figure how they.
And we're gonna explain the patterns form. If anyone remembers, do you think they still do patterns in middle school?
I want to say no, but I honestly.
We'll talk about it. We can't
Well,
explore in patterns
yeah,
today.
yeah,
Sorry,
yeah.
but you basically get to fill out 3 pattern slips, which is like basically like a slip that proves you read a book.
Yeah, it's like a-
doesn't really prove it, but you know, whatever.
You can fill out whatever,
Um,
but.
And yeah, if you did it all, you got to go see the movie, and we did that and point is, we went to Market Fair because there's a theater there.
I think that's crazy because I do remember something similar to that. First of all, I just want to say the unit that Polaris and Tau got fucked on everything. Every cool
Yeah.
thing that all the other units got to do, whether it was field trips or like cool events that they did, we didn't do it, and I still to this day don't know
to
why.
be because you guys were like at 8th grade, 7th grade plus 6th
Yeah, but
grade,
it's like, dude, we got
combo.
screwed. We didn't get to go to fuck. What's that place in PA? We didn't get to go on that stupid field trip.
What?
Did you guys go there?
What field trip?
The-
PA.
what's like the ghost town? It's not a ghost town.
Ghost?
What's the fuck? I forget what town it was in PA, but like there was I just remember there was like kids got to go there as a field trip, and we were the only unit that didn't get to go, or we were the only year. I don't
have
remember.
I literally have no
Oh,
memory
it was
of what we're talking
Gettysburg.
about.
It was Gettysburg. I think.
I didn't go to Gettysburg.
Okay, maybe it was our entire year that got.
No,
fucked.
no. I think they stopped doing that like our year or the year before or something.
But they did it the next year though. I think we were the only year that got fucked or something. I don't know. Either way,
Let the record show. This definitely isn't a thing if you haven't grown up in New Jersey, but I feel as if my whole life growing up, even from like elementary school, you heard about the Gettysburg trip.
Yes, I
like
did.
at some
Yeah, I did.
point
I did.
in your schooling, you're gonna go to Gettysburg
because I
and
think
it's
they
gonna
stay
be a
over
thing.
at night, right?
I think they do, and we didn't go.
Yeah, because I thought it was cool because it's the only field trip I've ever heard of where you stay the night at a place. Like I don't
Well,
think
Camp Bernie. I don't know if you ever went to Camp Bernie. I didn't go to Camp Bernie as a kid because I don't even know why I didn't go.
fucking remember. You just brought back like a fucking crazy memory to me. I don't remember. I remember Camp Bernie.
Dude, I thought about Camp Bernie for the first time 14
No,
seconds
we
ago.
never go. We never went because I remember I was excited to go to Gettysburg because it was a field trip where you get to stay one night, and I was like, oh my
Yeah.
god, I've never done this before. And
I
then,
think the
yeah.
year I think I was in Edison when Camp Bernie, because Camp Bernie I think is elementary school. Basically, it's like an
Was it?
overnight camp. Yeah, and I think you're supposed to go overnight, or my school went overnight. And the year it was our turn,
You moved.
it wasn't overnight. It was like you just go
that
and come
sucks.
back, and like I don't know. I wasn't like, who cares? I don't know.
We got screwed on a lot of stuff.
None of my friends went to it. I remember like people kind of just weren't like about it.
Yeah, we got. I mean, I don't know about you, but I definitely got screwed on a lot of stuff. We're at 50 minutes. I think we could probably. I don't mind going an hour and 10 just for a special one, but I think we could probably like wrap up in like 10 to 15 minutes.
I mean, I think the only two malls we have left to talk about
It's
are
Jersey
kind of
Gardens.
like the outliers, which is Jersey Garden Mall, which is, I guess, an outlet. I have not
Right.
much to say. I think it's a very utilitarian mall. Like, you go there if you need to shop for cheap. No one goes to Jersey to vibe, right?
To be honest, I feel like not really. I don't know how it is anymore, but I feel like when I was younger and I went, it was kind of a vibey place. Like people did go there
shit, I
to
don't
vibe.
know.
Because I remember going there like not frequently as a kid, but like definitely more than once. And I do remember
Every
like
time I went, it was like a mission. Like, we were there to buy clothes or going to IKEA at the same time, and there was like
yeah,
two for
that
one
makes
combo.
sense too. Yeah.
And like, I don't know. I never had fun there. It was more just like work when I went to Jersey
I
Garden.
kind of feel like I had fun. There used to be an arcade there actually in Jersey Gardens that I remember playing at when I was a kid. There's actually an arcade machine. This is completely random. It's a quick thing. There's an arcade machine that I've been looking for to this day, and I don't fucking remember what game it was. But you had a. Let me know if you played this before. There was like a puck, right? You held a puck and you threw it as hard as you can, and it would hit the end. And when it hit the end on the screen, it would send out like a flying thing hitting like enemies and stuff. I still want to find that game to this
Oh,
day.
I
I
have no
played that
clue.
at Jersey Gardens, so I remember it. I have no clue what fucking game it was, but you just slid a puck, and when it hit the end, it would like hit the sensor, and it would shoot something else out into the thing. But I think I would put it like the only downside about Jersey Gardens is that it's kind of like shitty in a way. It's very like
I think it's really ghetto now.
yeah, it's kind of ghetto. That's the only downside. I think the shops are fine. It has good variety of stores, and it's pretty big for
Like, I'm
what
sure
it's
if you
worth.
need to buy stuff, you can still go there. But I heard the
Yeah.
prices. I mean, everything is expensive now, but I
Right.
heard the prices are a bit expensive now.
Yeah, I would say Jersey Gardens in terms of like size and layout and everything is good, but in terms of the actual like decor and
Yeah.
being cleanliness or the cleanliness of it isn't that great. So I'd probably put it at like a I don't know, like a B minus, maybe even a C.
Yeah, I'll
I
put a
would
B.
s-
My B minus is fair.
I'd say B
Because it still
minus.
is pretty utilitarian, but it's not like in a good way.
Right, and I think it's still like at least a little bit more unique than the other malls. And I think American Dream Mall is the last one.
Yeah, that's the last one. I
And-
haven't been there.
I haven't been there either, surprisingly, but it's because like in my mind, okay, this is gonna sound terrible, but especially the people listening to this podcast probably do go to American Dream. I think people go to American Dream are NPCs.
I agree.
Like I think it's like don't get me wrong, I'm sure it's fun, right? Like I
Yeah.
see there's a lot of stuff going on in that mall. There's like events all the time. There's a lot of stores. It's big, whatever. I'm sure if I went there,
There's
I'd
like a
have
racetrack there or something.
there is, yeah. I think I would have a good time if I went. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
Like I would totally just vibe out and stuff. But I just think it's like I can't put my I just can't put.
It feels like artificial. I don't know how to explain it. Like,
Yeah,
and the fact
yeah.
that like I've heard about it for so long, it's like the most expensive mall ever built.
Right, yeah.
It's like also like one of the biggest malls ever built. I actually have a list of the biggest malls here. I wanted to mention.
Oh, yeah.
The biggest mall, yes, is American Dream Mall. It's
Okay. That makes
3
sense.
million square feet.
Damn, that's
Huge.
fucking.
The second mall in this, which I actually want to go to this mall because I've never been to it. It's the second biggest mall in New Jersey. Garden State Plaza,
I
2.1 million square feet.
that is pretty big.
And the other two, which I thought was very funny because we compared them earlier, Freehold Raceway and Woodbridge Mall are both 1.6 million.
Really, they don't feel
Exactly.
Let me think. Let me
I
think about
think
that. Let me
they're
think
very
about that.
wide. That's why. Like I said, they're
They
very
are.
wide.
Freehold is like a giant rectangular, kind of like box style.
Yes.
I think Woodbridge is a little bit less like that. It's kind of
It's
like.
because it has so many like big arms, Woodbridge, and they're
Yeah, exactly,
wide. Like
exactly.
everything is wide at Woodbridge.
I think if you add all the square footage, it makes sense to me, but it's hard for me to visualize that because
Because Woodbridge also had big stores. I remember Fortunoff that was at
Yeah, that was-
Woodbridge,
yeah,
and
that-
Lord
that
and
is
Taylor was
true.
also there.
That
Man,
is
that
true.
Fortunoff, they've taken a lot of my parents'
they,
money.
they
I'm telling you.
they probably take up like a good chunk of that square footage in that mall. But yeah, it doesn't. Woodbridge also feels kind of small in the sense of like there's not a lot of walking space. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it doesn't really feel like there is a lot, but I guess I can sort of see it.
Yeah, and then along the lines of the Garden State Plaza Mall, which is the second biggest, I did some photos. Looks cool. We should definitely go there.
Like, we could do an episode.
But I
there.
didn't. I learned this while doing some research on malls for this episode. Was Bergen County in New Jersey is like the people say the mall mecca of not the state but the country.
What?
Because in Bergen County you have in East Rutherford Mall, American
I've heard
Dream
about that
Mall.
one, yeah,
In Paramus, you have Garden State Plaza, Bergen County Center or Bergen Town Center, and Paramus Park Mall. And then in Hackensack, you have the shops at Riverside. That's 5 malls. Two of which are the two biggest in the
We
entire
gotta go
state.
to these malls now. We gotta do like a mall tour.
And the
in
fact
one
that we
day.
haven't been to any of them, It's kind of crazy.
It's crazy, and it also makes us fucking look like Muppets talking about a whole mall tier list that we haven't been to.
Maybe we should go to all 5 of those malls and then do a Paramus Mall Mecca tier list.
We'll do either a Paramus tier list, or we'll do like a revision of
Yeah, we'll do some revisional history later.
yeah, of all the other malls. But
Yeah.
yeah, we should definitely go to those malls. I would love. I don't know when we're gonna do it or what our next locations are gonna be. I really do want to do a Menlo one because I think that'd be
For
really
sure.
cool. It does. I mean, this episode's like pretty much specifically about malls. We probably wouldn't talk about malls at Menlo, but I still want to go there. I think it's just
Yeah.
like a part of one of those places. I'm trying to think if there's anything else before we completely wrap up. I think the thing I really kind of did want to bring up was like how malls can be utilized as like menus and stuff. But I think that's pretty much it. I think
Yeah.
I talked about all of the other stuff. The only last thing is like, I really wish we could have gone into Livingston today,
Yeah.
just because like we have like a little bit of an obsession with exploring abandoned places and stuff, or we
Yeah.
just really like the concept of like abandoned places going inside. And I think we've been to like houses before. You didn't go to Pharmacopoeia, but like me and
I did
Sagar-
go to Pharmacopoeia.
Oh, did you?
I
fucking
went second
remember.
time with you. Yes.
Yeah, but we've been to places like that, but we've never gone inside a mall, and I really, really want to explore abandoned mall one day. It just feels like it's such a vibe. Like we love malls, we love the lore and the aesthetic of it. It'd be so cool to just walk around a completely abandoned mall. It'd be
Yeah,
awesome.
and this one we missed on this one.
Yeah.
There was another one called Echelon Mall, which I did some research on. It was like the last abandoned mall in New Jersey. They tore it down, so it's not even can't even go there anymore. I don't know. Hopefully Livingston doesn't end up like Echelon Mall, but I don't know what's gonna fall after this. If I had to take a wild guess, I would guess Quaker Bridge.
I
think Quaker
would
Bridge is-
say Quaker Bridge also. I would say, let me try to think of the other one. Yeah, Quaker Bridge. Honestly, yeah, you're right. There's nothing there. Woodbridge still has
Or
David.
for all we
Buster's.
know, there's other malls that also are in New Jersey that we haven't been to.
That's true.
That might be on their last legs too. We don't know.
Yeah, that's true.
If you know of any malls that are on their last legs, let us know in the
let us-
Instagram comments.
Yeah, let us know in the comments if there's any other ones. I mean, for what it's worth, to be honest, yeah, we could go to the one entrance at this mall where the guy was guarding it and just hand him like a 20 and be like, "Yo, let's just walk around, bro."
Yeah, he's gonna take the 20 and close the door.
probably. Okay, we're at about like an hour now, so I guess we could wrap up for now. Thanks for watching. I'm really grateful. This is a really quick last thing.
Yeah.
We went to a friend's birthday party recently, and there was a lot of people that told us that they listened to the podcast more than I thought it would. I thought like maybe like 2 people listened to this podcast. There was definitely more than
Who
that.
listened to the podcast?
Fuck, who
I only
else
know
is-
one person.
I don't remember. Pretty much like there was a couple of people telling me.
I think
that
I probably knew about it. Yeah.
or
Probably
maybe they knew about
yeah.
it. I don't know if they like necessarily listened to it, but they definitely like yeah. And then I also know like I've definitely spread this podcast like elsewhere too. So I
I've
know.
talked to a few people about it, and they're like, "I love it. I want to listen to it. I gotta
Yeah,
listen to
yeah.
more."
And I'm
So,
surprised the reception has been pretty decent so far. Like I'm surprised people are actually like interested. I guess there is a niche for like location-based podcasts like this. I mean, we love Anma, which
Yeah.
is literally just based in Austin. I've literally been to Austin once in my life, but I love their podcast. So I think there's like definitely a niche of listening to people talk about a place that they're really passionate about. But yeah, I think that pretty much does it for this episode. I don't know where we're gonna go next, but we'll figure it out. I was thinking either Pierre's or somewhere like somewhere.
Yeah, so we're gonna go back to 522, back to South Brunswick.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, or we could go to your new house. Yeah, that's
Or go to our new place.
yeah, that was definitely an option too. And then we could talk about like more middle school, high school stories or whatever. Or South
Yep.
Brunswick. But yeah, that about does it. You wanna send us out?
Oh, I don't have an outro. I don't have an intro.
well,
Well, this is it. Appreciate you listening to the 522 podcast, just like Jason said. And
Follow us on Instagram.
yeah, follow us on Instagram on 522 Pod.
Yep. All right.
Peace, everybody.
Yeah. Peace, everybody. We'll catch you next time.